Making headlines tonight. The Prime Minister chairs the 7th Greater Mekong Summit, saying the region will meet its challenges, including that of climate change. A collective groan as Phnom Penh extends preventative measures yet again for 14 more days. And the Health Ministry issues a string of guidelines to ensure a safe Khan Ben and Pachum Ben across the country. This is the Daily Roundup on the EAC News Channel. A very good evening to you. I'm Andrew Barnes-Roberts. Prime Minister Hun Sen has chaired the 7th Greater Mekong Sub-Region Summit. Under the theme, Renewed Strength to Face the Challenges of the New Decade, the Prime Minister reaffirmed the region's commitment to addressing new challenges, ensuring centrality in regional connectivity, and propelling countries towards sustainable and inclusive development. EAC News reporter Reo Soko has our top story.
After the first Greater Mekong Summit in 2002 held in Phnom Penh, the Prime Minister said he felt honored as he once again chaired its now 7th edition. The summit was attended by his counterparts from China, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar, and Thailand, as well as the Asian Development Bank. Prime Minister Hun Sen stressed the environmental challenges that the region is facing while battling the pandemic. He says there is a need to accelerate the implementation of the region's cooperation program and promote multilateral mechanisms to ensure a strong social and economic recovery once the pandemic is over. He also says the region will demonstrate resilience when it comes to tackling the climate emergency, the effects of which are already being seen in the region. The pandemic has certainly hampered the development in the region, but the Prime Minister has urged Mekong leaders to fast-track the turning of the crisis into an opportunity for the development of the Mekong region as a whole. He also thanked China once again for its help in the country's fight against COVID-19, most especially the provision of vaccines, which will see Cambodia starting its new normal way before many other countries around the world. Rhea Soko, EAC News, Phnom Penh.
In just 3 days, Cambodia's number of Delta variant cases has increased by almost 30%. As at Sunday, the 5th of September, 2,647 cases had been detected. As at Wednesday, that number had grown to 3,323. A third of the cases are in Phnom Penh. The latest Delta cases have been released by Minister of Health Mam Bun Heng. Croce is now the only town or province in the country that is Delta-free, with the first cases having been confirmed in Kep. The worst affected province by far, though, is Phnom Penh, with 1,113 Delta cases. Banteay Meanchey has 738, Oda Meanchey has 276, Siem Reap 220, Stung Treng 137, Kandal 134. The health minister has urged those who have not yet been vaccinated to get their shots as soon as possible. He's pointed out that vaccination helps prevent hospitalization and death, and the unvaccinated are most at risk, especially from the highly virulent Delta variant. He says this trend is not only in Cambodia, but has been reported even in the most developed of regions, such as the United States and Europe. Cambodia's active cases of COVID-19 have risen above 3,000 for the first time since the 16th of August. They've been rising for the past 12 days, with new daily cases outpacing recoveries in a reversal of a near 2-month trend. The death toll has also surpassed the 2,000 mark. It is believed to be the Delta variant that is responsible. The Ministry of Health has confirmed 589 new COVID-19 patients. This is against 480 recoveries. The death toll is up sharply from Wednesday's 6 at 20. Active cases have now climbed to 3,015. The country's total COVID-19 case count is now at 97,524. The death toll stands at 2,007. The total number of recoveries has reached 92,495. 12 days before the start of the Khan Ben Festival, the Health Ministry has issued a string of guidelines to keep Cambodians safe. Khan Ben is a 15-day Buddhist festival which culminates in the 3-day national holiday of Pachum Ben. Tens of thousands of Cambodians will travel to their home provinces, and the Health Ministry wants that to be done as safely as possible. EAC News reporter Reo Soko has the story.
Celebrate the festival in a new normal way. That's the message from the Ministry of Health to Cambodians preparing to celebrate Kanben and Pichumben. Kanben will start on the 21st of September with a 3-day Pichumben holiday falling on 5th, 6th, and 7th of October. The ministry says as much as possible, celebrations should be held online. But if people choose to observe the festival in person, pagodas must have proper safety protocols in place, monitoring people coming into the premises. Temperatures must be checked and proper hand washing or sanitizing stations must be set up. Travel is a huge part of Chumben particularly. The ministry says people should choose the safest way possible to travel, maintaining a safe social distance in buses and leaving car windows open for proper ventilation. With food being at the center of the festival, the ministry has encouraged people to cook food properly, most especially meat and seafood. Pagodas will need to adapt to a new normal approach to what is a uniquely Cambodian festival. The health minister recognizes that this is a precious time for Cambodians, but protection against COVID-19 should still be prioritized. It doesn't want to see any lives at risk. And the 3 do's and 3 don'ts strictly observed. Rhea Soko, EAC News, Phnom Penh.
There's been a collective groan in the capital. The Phnom Penh Capital Administration has extended the city's COVID-19 preventative measures for a further 14 days. This is the 3rd time the measures have been extended. By the time it gets to Friday, the 24th of September, it'll have been 6 weeks since you could buy or be served alcohol in Phnom Penh or organize a gathering of more than 15 people. While that 6 weeks will no doubt feel long, it's now more than 6 months since high-risk businesses were forced to close their doors. Bars, beer gardens, KTVs, gyms, movies and museums, not to mention schools, have all been closed since early March. There had been hope that they could reopen this week, given the fact that Phnom Penh is the most vaccinated city in the world. But with over 1,000 Delta cases and climbing, authorities are clearly concerned about a possible 3rd wave and have kept the current preventative measures in place. The news has been met with disappointment across the capital. Entertainment businesses particularly have been hit hard by the pandemic. The already month-long ban on alcohol sales, now extended for a further 2 weeks, is putting even more pressure on business owners. EAC News reporter Yuri Matosko gauged reaction on Thursday morning.
The ongoing ban on alcohol is significantly impacting hospitality, industry, and breweries. Many of the smaller companies are wondering whether they will be able to survive until the restrictions are lifted. This morning, the government just announced the extension of the alcohol ban for 2 more weeks. I am here with Neil, a local businessman at Riverside. So Neil, what's your reaction?
Well, I'm not surprised, Yuri. It's 2 more weeks. It could be another 2 more weeks. Who knows? It's disappointing as a business owner here, and I think I speak for everybody in the area. It's a little bit too much. The businesses that are losing the money. How much longer can we kick the can down the road before it affects and people have to close and more people lose their jobs, etc. It's just, it's not good.
Can you tell me, those drinks are here since the 90 days alcohol ban?
Yeah, exactly. So we just stocked up again prior to, and again, like all the bars and restaurants, they brought in the kegs, hoping that the customers are going to come back, because they don't only just buy alcohol, they buy everything else that's in the store. So we stocked that up too, based on they're going to buy a bottle of wine, bag of crisps, etc., etc. So we buy more crisps, but they go out of date too. So it's a knock-on effect. It just continuously costs money. So
the owner of Riverside restaurant Ulala, Jack Go, says his business profits are down 80%.
So far, we have a hard time to survive. And after the extension, after 2 weeks, so we just have a hard time. And we how they can support our workers. We have no choice, have to follow the government regulation. So that's why we cannot do anything until the restriction been taken over.
President of AmCham, Anthony Galliano, was surprised the suspensions have been extended.
That was not expected, to be honest. So we'll have to cope. It's an essential necessity for the time being, for the situation being this Delta variant, obviously, is causing some deep concern. And the third dose is being rolled out. So hopefully with the third dose rollout, there'll be less of a heightened concern about the Delta variant and the impact of that will have on the population here.
Galliano expressed hopes that things will get back to normal soon, with a safe environment for everyone to enjoy themselves in. With the extension of the ban on alcohol and high-risk businesses, owners say they continue to suffer as Cambodia fights the COVID-19 pandemic. They had been hoping it might be time to celebrate, but cheers of cheers will have to wait. Yuri Matosco, EAC News, Phnom Penh.
Well, now for a look at news making international headlines this Thursday, the 9th of September.
The state governor of Mexico's Guerrero says Tuesday's 7-magnitude quake that hit just north of the resort city of Acapulco killed only one person, who was crushed by a falling post during the quake, which lasted a full minute. 150 aftershocks were reported in the hours that followed. There's been significant damage to property. The Federal Electricity Commission says 1.6 million customers have lost power. It's believed the death toll was so low because 99% of the area's earthquake alarm system loudspeakers did their job. The alarm sent millions of residents out into the streets. The quake came on the 4th anniversary of an 8.2 magnitude that ravaged southern Mexico, claiming the lives of over 100 people. An Indonesian government minister says a massive prison fire might have been caused by an electric fault. It broke out while inmates were sleeping and quickly swept through the overcrowded Tangerang prison block outside Jakarta. At least 41 inmates have been killed, including 2 foreign nationals, a South African and a Portuguese, both serving drug sentences. The prison houses more than 2,000 inmates, far exceeding its 600 capacity. One block built for 38 inmates was reportedly housing 122. Human rights organizations in the country say the criminal justice system, including significantly overcrowded prisons, need urgent reform. And a gas explosion at an apartment block near Moscow has claimed the lives of 2 people. Big holes in the outer walls of the building in Niginsk, 50 kilometers east of Moscow, show the power of the blast. 2 among the 5 people injured are children. They were injured as walls collapsed throughout 3 of the building's floors. 5 of the building's 73 apartments have been badly damaged. 173 residents have been evacuated.
Coming up on the Daily Roundup, a look at the day's sports news. Stay with us. EAC News fully supports the Royal Government of Cambodia's preventative and administrative measures against COVID-19. But we need you to play your part in helping bring the 20 February community transmission event to an end. Wash your hands regularly. Sanitize wherever possible. Keep an eye on your body temperature. Use the Stop COVID QR code. And maintain a safe social distance. But above all, please, please, please wear a mask. Only together can we beat COVID-19. EAC News' audience is growing. Our YouTube channel has over 150,000 verified subscribers. To mark the milestone, we've received the Silver Creator Award from YouTube. It's given to channels with over 100,000 subscribers. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki says the award celebrates EAC News' hard work and incredible achievement. She says we brought a unique voice and style to the world, but have also created valuable connections and built a community along the way. The next milestone we're going for is 1 million subscribers, and we'd really like that Gold Creator Award. So if you're not already a subscriber, head to YouTube and search for EAC News. Subscribers get alerts when the Daily Roundup is premiering and live events are streaming. Get all the latest breaking news and updates from Cambodia in English. The EAC News channel on YouTube. Cambodia made clear. If it's happening and you need to know about it, you'll get it all right here. EAC News brings you updates and breaking news in English across all of our platforms and channels. The EAC News app, YouTube, Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and our website www.eacnews.asia. Join me, Andrew Barnes-Roberts, and the rest of the EAC News team every day on your favorite channels. EAC News, Cambodia made clear. Brazil's national football coach has defended health officials over Sunday night's fiasco in Sao Paulo. They stormed onto the pitch and stopped play barely 5 minutes after kickoff. Tite says they did the right thing, with it having emerged that 4 of Argentina's players lied to avoid quarantine.
A decisão justa.
The coach addressed a media briefing on the sidelines of a training session late on Wednesday. He says it was the right decision to respect the law and that the health of the people must be a priority. The disruption of the qualifier is now the subject of a FIFA investigation. Brazilian players are ploughing on, though, hard at work training for Thursday night's qualifier against Peru. Peru come into the match after having beaten Venezuela 1-0 on Sunday night. Argentina have brushed off the weekend's controversy over quarantine-dodging players and instead are focusing on Thursday night's qualifier against Bolivia. Fans queued in the rain to buy tickets on Wednesday. The 2022 World Cup qualifier is being played at the Estadio Monumental Antonio Vespuccio Liberti in the capital Buenos Aires. The 4 players who violated Brazil's quarantine rules by lying about their recent whereabouts will not play. All 4 have returned to their clubs in the English Premier League. Argentina could have used them, though. They are 6 points behind Brazil in the South American qualifying group. The top 4 teams automatically qualify for Qatar 2022. And while it's pretty much assured that Argentina will do enough to qualify, they won't want to leave anything to chance. The International Olympic Committee has suspended North Korea over its decision to boycott Tokyo 2020. It was the only country that failed to send a team to the Summer Games. The suspension will run until the end of 2022, meaning North Korea will be banned from competing at next year's Winter Olympics in Beijing. IOC President Thomas Bach says the decision means the North Korean Olympic Committee will not receive any financial support during its suspension, in addition to forfeiting support that had previously been withheld due to sanctions.
With regard to Tokyo, we also had to address the fact that the only National Olympic Committee which did not participate in the Olympic Games in Tokyo was the National Olympic Committee of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. With this non-participation, they were violating the Olympic Charter and did not fulfill their obligation as stated in the Olympic Charter to participate in the Games of the Olympiad by sending athletes. Therefore, the IOC Executive Board addressed this situation and decided today that the National Olympic Committee of the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea is suspended until the end of the year 2022 as a result of its unilateral decision not to participate in the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has been notified of the IOC's decision. His own decision not to send athletes to Tokyo was based on the pandemic. North Korea claims there hasn't been one case of COVID-19 reported in the country. It was also the first to close its borders when the pandemic was first reported last year. At a recent youth rally in the capital Pyongyang, though, observers were quick to note that every one of the 10,000 participants was wearing a mask. All right, let's have a look at how the weather's starting to shape up ahead of the weekend. And finally, BMW has unveiled the world's first commercial car that is 100% recyclable. It's only in the concept stage, and the final production model could look very different. But perhaps that's not such a bad thing. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie. BMW enthusiasts might well turn their noses up at the boxy front grille and the size of the iVision Circular. It's barely 4 meters long, but it's the interior that leaves a lot to be desired. Most especially that square steering wheel and those lilac lights. But head of BMW design, Domagoj Dukic, believes it's the bigger picture that people shouldn't lose sight of.
So the general idea of this car is really how we can create something which is 100% circular, but on the other hand, it is really cool and iconic. At the front end of this car is maybe the strongest symbol for this whole challenge. And we implemented the headlights into the kidney and also offer a great animation. Because of digitalized animation, we can offer more interaction with the customer and at the same time also get rid of chrome, because light is actually the new chrome.
Electric-powered, the iVision Circular has been made of previously used materials, and the car can be fully recycled. It's just perhaps a pity that it can't be fully redesigned. Thank you for watching the Daily Roundup here on the EAC News channel. More breaking news and updates from our website, head to www.eacnews.asia. You can also search for EAC News on Telegram and at your favorite app store. Friday tomorrow, I'll see you at 8.